Testing for COVID-19 is to be stepped up among targeted groups, including people diagnosed with acute respiratory infections, seniors above 65 years old, and older students. To make this happen, more screening centres are being set up around the island. The multi-ministry task force has also detailed plans to step up contact tracing with a Trace Together device to be rolled out to complement the app. Tan Siu-Hui has more.
There are about 5 such screening centres. 2 centres have commenced operations last Tuesday. They're at the Old Police Academy and the Float at Marina Bay. The Health Promotion Board, which is supporting the testing, has also set up 2 more centres today, at the Bukit Gombak Sports Hall and Bishan Sports Hall. 1 more centre is on the way at Bedok North. There are also other swabbing sites set up in partnership with private partners, such as the testing facility at One Farrer Hotel. These centres are accessible to the community to support the screening needs. It's also part of overall efforts to ensure a safe reopening after the circuit breaker ended last week. As of 1st June, the authorities have conducted over 408,000 tests.
We also do screening for specific target groups, for example, those who are more vulnerable, such as those in the elderly in the nursing homes and so on, to prevent a cluster from forming and to basically conduct surveillance. At the same time, we also have specific groups like workers going back to work. We want to screen them to make sure that they are safe in returning to work. So we carry out testing in a variety of reasons, but all with the specific targets and specific objectives.
The authorities are hoping to expand the Trace Together program, acknowledging that not everyone may have a smartphone device or one that works effectively. They will be providing a token which functions the same way as a smartphone app. It's expected to be distributed in the later half of the month at community centres. The Trace Together app has been downloaded by 1.8 million users, which is about 1/4 of the Singapore population, and there are hopes to increase participation to 75%. With Trace Together, it takes less than a day from identifying a patient to issuing necessary quarantine orders to the person's close contacts. Previously, it took up to 3 days to trace a patient's movements. But Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan reassured Singaporeans that the authorities will keep the balance right between protecting public health and personal privacy.
I need to emphasize and repeatedly emphasize, it is not a tracking device. It is not an electronic tag, as some internet commentaries have fretted about. In particular, and here to be technical, there is no GPS chip on the device. There isn't even any internet or mobile telephony connectivity. And what this means, if there's no GPS chip, the device cannot track the location or movement of any of us. Secondly, because there is no internet connectivity, there is no possibility of data being uploaded without the participation and consent of the user.
Assessing the situation in Singapore since the country exited the circuit breaker last week, Mr. Lawrence Wong noted that while the number of community cases has risen, the situation is within control and within expectations. He added that they will monitor the situation over the coming week to decide whether or not to move to phase 2.